Monday. I know I lied to you guys. I said we'd do best ofs until January 6th. One day won't kill you. Hey, we got a good show. Coming up, a couple of minutes' time, we're going to be talking to Hainer Library. It is the last Monday of the month, and going to get the details with Mary on just some of the events coming down the pipeline in 2026. And then Paula Jameson from Grafton going to join us, too, filling us in on the Grafton New Year's festivities. And then we're going to wrap up this show. It's not going to be a long one today, but I still wanted to do a live one. You know, I felt like, I was kind of getting stale. I kept telling Jackie, I was walking out of the room and said I'll be right back and realized I missed this place. Thought that was pretty good. Top of the hour news now. Here's what you need to know. Make sure you sign up for that daily email update. You can join myself and over 70,000 people that are truly in the know. Actually, it's 90,000. I just keep memorizing the wrong line. And actually, coming up tomorrow, I got a fun thing for you, too. We're going to go ahead and do another one of these hour shows. We're going to be talking to Great Rivers and Routes tomorrow at 9:30. So just a little programming note for you, and then back to best ofs into the new year. I won't be here all day, though, but, still good to get a live show in. Hey, make sure you download the RiverBender.com app today so you can follow along with me, and you'll never miss out. Madison County deputies are investigating a serious incident involving a residential fire and domestic battery near Godfrey Road and Enos Lane on Sunday afternoon. A man left a residence after a verbal dispute and crashed his vehicle nearby. He later returned to the home where he allegedly battered the victim, who escaped to a neighbor's house shortly after the residence caught fire with damage primarily due to smoke. Fire officials believe the blaze was intentionally set. The male suspect was arrested and currently in custody at the time of the posting. The Madison County Sheriff's Office and Illinois State Fire Marshal are continuing to investigate the circumstances surrounding the events. You can see more details at RiverBender.com. Also in the news today, Direct Source Seafood has recalled approximately 83,000 bags of frozen raw shrimp that was imported from Indonesia. The recall affects products sold in multiple states, including Colorado, Illinois, New York, and others, with best by dates in April 2027. Now, the brand is sold under Market 32 and Waterfront Bistro brands, and this has potential contamination with cesium-137, a radioactive isotype. Consumers are urged not to consume shrimp and to return or dispose of it for a refund. Also in the news today, this is interesting. Howard Penn, 43 of St. Louis, facing felony charges after being caught driving in Alton with a counterfeit private license plate while his driver's license was revoked. Now, this happened a few months back on September the 11th. Penn allegedly operated a vehicle on Piesaw Street displaying a fictitious registration that claimed no driver's license or insurance was required. He was charged on December the 22nd with possession of a stolen title or license plate. That's a Class 2 felony and a Class A misdemeanor for driving with a revoked license. Also in the news today, a tragic accident occurred late Friday night on US 67 north of Missouri 94 in St. Charles County. A 52-year-old male driver operating a 2012 Chevrolet Camaro lost control, left the right side of the road, and overturned. Emergency personnel from Christian Hospital arrived quickly, but pronounced the driver dead at the scene. The Missouri Highway Patrol, including Troop C and Trooper J.E. Childers, responded to the incident, which was reported around 10:10 p.m. The identity of the driver has not yet been released, and the cause of the crash is still under investigation. Finally, in the news this morning at 9:10, 15-year-old Chase, born with a rare congenital condition, polydactyly of the triphalangeal thumb, has experienced remarkable transformation thanks to the specialized care that he was receiving at Shriners Children's Hospital in St. Louis. After struggling with extra digits and limited hand function, Chase underwent multiple surgeries starting at 10 months old, enabling him to develop the strength and dexterity to pursue his passion for bowling, where He ranks in the top 10% nationally. How cool of a story is this? His mother, Tess, praises the hospital's compassionate and family-like environment, highlighting Shriner's commitment to providing care regardless of financial ability. Chase and his family actively support the hospital's mission, inspiring others with their story of hope and resilience. You can learn more at RiverBender.com/news. There's not much to report on weather today other than it's brutal outside, 17 degrees, and it feels like 8. It sure as hell ain't the 80 degrees that we saw a few days ago. Temperatures reach 30 and drop down to 18 overnight, but that wind is just going to make it brutal. Make sure if you're in need, if you run out of heat at home, if your heater runs out or you know somebody struggling, of the homeless community as well, the unhoused, the overnight warming locations, they are going to be open when temperatures are below 20 degrees, or you can just follow along on their Facebook. They're also in need of donations and volunteers. You can stay tuned on their social media pages. Temperatures on Tuesday reach 35 degrees, drop down to 27 overnight as we head into New Year's Eve. On Wednesday, a high of 41, a low of 24 degrees, and then on Thursday, a high of 32, a low of 24. On Friday, we head into the first weekend with temperatures hitting 42 degrees and dropping down to 26 overnight. But stay tuned for the following week because there's some chances of some precipitation coming down in the next couple of weeks. Stay tuned to that at RiverBender.com/weather. At 9:12, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with Mary Cordes and talk all things Hainer Library right after this on RiverBender.com.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
When you need a project done right, on budget, and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
As America prepares to celebrate 250 years of freedom, there's never been a better time to show your pride. The Flag Keeper provides everything you need to display your flag with honor, from American state and U.S. Armed Service flags to flagpoles, accessories, and installation kits for homes and businesses across the Riverbend area. Call 618-467-0020 or visit theflagkeeper.com for your free estimate today. Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Lori. How are you today?
I'm cold. How are you?
Freezing. This is not fun.
This is awful. Yesterday afternoon, I was sitting on my porch and it was 71 degrees.
Oh my
It was
God,
fabulous.
it was beautiful.
And this is ridiculous.
I'm glad. So I almost made the fatal decision. I'm going to call it fatal because I thought it's 77. I can go get a 6-pack and sit on this deck, but it was 1 o'clock, and I'm like, you're only going to get a couple of minutes of feeling like this until you just run back inside anyway.
Yeah.
So I abstained. I was proud of myself.
I went out. I didn't have a 6-pack of beer, but I sat on the front porch and just soaked in what sun there was and the warmth because I knew today was coming. So,
how are things at the library?
Great. They're really good. We just got our next newsletter out, so we're gearing up for the new year and all the new programs. So everything's going really well.
Well, and I like our segments because we do the front and back end, so whatever we don't cover or whatever we need more time for, we can do. And this is what is so cool is you guys are already going to be busy starting off the new year from what I saw.
We are. So the next newsletter covers January, February, March, and so we've got for everybody that received it in the mail. If you didn't receive it, we always keep copies at the library. So if you misplace your copy or you don't get it, if you're maybe not in our district but you still want to know what's going on, you can come pick one up at the library, or you can go on to HanerLibrary.org. We have a PDF of the newsletter on there. So the next newsletter, like I said, covers January, February, March, and we started out with the article about, potentially considering a new building. We wanted to make sure that we were as transparent as possible and put that in there for anybody that may not have seen it on your show.
A lot of people saw it.
Yeah, I know a lot of people saw it, but if they didn't, on your show and in the other local media that we've been talking with, so that information is there, and it might be towards the end of March a little more out of date because we're going to keep moving forward with this project as best we can, so some things will change, but people can always check our website for information, and just call the library and ask for information too if you're interested in knowing what's going on. But that was kind of wanted to make sure everybody had that information as current as we could make it. So
and that's really important because this is a big deal. I mean, it really is.
It's a huge deal. We've been in the same buildings that we're currently in since the 1980s when we opened, mid-80s, 85, I believe, when we opened the mall library, when it was a really small little branch upstairs. So this is a big deal to potentially, maybe making changes to that. So we just want to make sure everybody was up to date on that.
Well, and too, like you said, there's really good information in there, like, what the plus and minuses are of spaces, and really good vital stuff that really helps, I think.
So we wanted to make sure we included that, and then like I said, we've got our programs that are coming up. So kind of just some things right out of the box in January. In fact, I've got some sitting on my desk at work. Everybody, when you were putting up your holiday lights, whether it was Halloween, I know a lot of people decorate for Halloween, Christmas, any kind of holiday lights that you might have, or any kind of outdoor string lights, patio lights. I've got, we went to put our Christmas lights out, and we had 5 strands that didn't work, and it was like, oh, come on, just from last year. I know. So, but I didn't want to throw them in a landfill, so we actually have a holiday outdoor recycling, light recycling, and that's going to take place the whole month of January. So if you've got any of those lights that you really don't want to throw away, you want to make sure they get recycled, you can drop those off at the downtown library, the Alton Square Library, starting Friday on January 2nd. And the whole month we'll collect those, and for while supplies last, if you drop off your lights, we have a bookmark that you'll get for participating in that. So we kind of start out with that in January.
That's really cool. Now, what did I see here on your newsletter about some of these stats? Because you had a lot of things. 210 physical items. Is that always in there?
We have we have about 210,000 physical items in the library collection.
I didn't realize that you had those stats in your newsletter.
Yeah, so we put those in the because I kind of wanted people to know when I was writing this article, exactly what goes into the library building and what goes on kind of on an annual basis as far as circulation.
I'm sorry to go back to that.
Yeah, please do.
You had that much.
Yeah, we have about 200. We actually have about 210,000, 215,000, because it fluctuates because, we have to make room for new things. So we get rid of old things that aren't circulating to make room for the new. So that number's always kind of in flux, but usually between about 210, 215,000 items in the collection.
Well, and too, I think it's cool that you're starting off January with just a nice little, come in, gift as well, with it being
with
National Tea Month.
National Hot Tea Month. So we really love tea at the library. A lot of us are tea drinkers. So we thought this was kind of fun.
I didn't know about this. There's like a such thing as like a tea snob and all these things. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know the passion.
Yep, and there's a lot of us that love tea, and so January is National Hot Tea Month. So we thought, well, with the weather like it is today, so starting in January, so you can swing by the library and you can get cozy bookmark, and it has a little tea bag attached to it, so you can pick up your tea bag and your bookmark at the library, and then maybe find a new book to read. We just had a couple of new displays that we put up. One is hockey, so
cool.
We could pick up a book on hockey if you want. We just put up a new display on books of the future, and books that take place in the future and books that take place in the past. So we've got kind of curated displays too for people that are looking for something new to read.
Do you know what I noticed, seriously? Is there's a lot of people that have are starting to go back to like the old, like not old, I don't want to say old way of doing things, but like just Black Friday this year was crazy. And all the people that were actually out shopping at the malls, like they had to close down ramps on by West County.
Really?
On Black
that's
Friday.
Interesting.
It was crazy.
That is interesting.
So it's just interesting to me. Like I could really see this becoming more of a thing, where you come in and really are excited to find those next type of books.
Yeah.
And having them like that's really neat.
Yeah, and in February we have Blind Date with a Book display, which is really kind of fun. Yeah, so we take a bunch of different books, a whole bunch of different genres, and we wrap them up, and we just put like maybe a couple of keywords on the cover. Mm-hmm. So you're like, maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. You don't really know what it is. You're totally going in blind. And so we'll have a display of that. So if people are looking for books to read and maybe they want some suggestions, you can come into the front desk. You can ask the staff. We have databases, we have a novelist database, so you can put in the authors that you like or the types of books that you like to read, and it'll come up with new authors for you. And then you can try this Blind Date with a Book program too, and see if you like that.
I think it's so, but it's really fun though for everybody that you guys can get creative with this and really do just some really unique things with it. And also there's going to be some cold weather crafts I see in your newsletter. Fill me in.
We have cold weather crafts. So one of the biggest things that the kids love to do at the library are the crafts with our story times. So all of our crafts are you come in to do story time, and there's usually a craft that's associated with it that's based on the theme of the book that we read in story time. And it's just another way to help kids with their fine motor skills and cutting and coloring and reading the instructions and listening to instructions. And so what we've found is the adults that are with them really love also helping them make those crafts. And people are stuck in their houses when it's this cold outside. There's really not a lot to do. So you can stop by the library and pick up a cold weather craft at the circulation desk at the Alton Square Mall at the beginning of each month. It's geared towards adults.
Yeah.
So you just come in, the whole craft is kind of in a kit. You come and just pick it up, and you can take it home, and that's in January and February. At the beginning of each month, while supplies last, swing by and pick it up.
Yeah. You know what's how quickly we get bored, with everything we have.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
To have something like this too that you can rely on once a month to do is cool.
Yeah. Well, and what's fun is too, a lot of these things are designed too. When you're in there, the hope is that you'll take a look. You're like, oh, while I'm here, let me browse, and you'll find something new in the collection that you maybe didn't know that we had, or like I said, a new author, or run into somebody that it's a way to get people in the library too.
I love this. And now the little art show is going to have an exhibition, correct?
We are.
Or closing reception.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we'll have an exhibition at Jacoby Art Center.
Okay.
So during the month of October and November, people could come in and pick up these tiny little, I think they were like 4x4 canvases. They were really, really small, and they could create them art on them any way they wanted to.
I saw a couple of pictures of them. They were neat.
Yeah, they're really neat. And so people are really creative. So they could drop those off at Jacoby Art Center. They could pick up the canvases at the library and then return them to Jacoby Art Center. And so the exhibition will take place December through February. They're on display at Jacoby Art Center. And then in March, they're going to come back to the library, and we're going to have the exhibition at the library throughout the month of March. And then we'll have But right before we bring them to the library, there'll be a closing reception at Jacoby Art Center on Friday, February 6th from 6 to 8 p.m. And everybody's welcome to come to that. Wow. And you can view all of this art. Yeah. It was
How many do you think you guys got out? Because there was a lot of participation.
There was a lot of participation of people that came in, and because they returned them to Jacoby. I'm not sure how many got returned. I know my niece did 2 of them, so I know there's at least 2. But no, I think they got a really good response to it, and people were super creative with it too. We did see a couple of ones that people were working on. Some people like flipped it over and used the back of the canvas and made like a little shadow box out of it.
Oh, wow.
Just really creative things. So that's going to take place, like I said, at Jacoby, December through February, closing reception at Jacoby on Friday, February 6th, and then we'll have the exhibition at the library for the month of March at the Alton Square Library.
Also, mark your calendars for January 17th at 10 a.m. The Armenian immigration to Granite City in the early 20th century with Norma Asadorian is going to be really, really interesting, I feel like, to talk about and really learn about, too.
Yeah, it's so, this is part of the Reimagining Places of the Past. It's a historic preservation lecture series. So these take place on Saturdays, one in January, one in February, and one in March. The first one is January 17th at 10 o'clock at the Genealogy and Local History Library. And Norma's going to be coming in and talking about, there's a huge influence from the Armenian culture in Granite City. And so, we're focusing, because we do have a lot of local history information in the Genealogy and Local History Library that's Madison County related, not just Alton. So if people are looking for information countywide, you can come see us too. And this was part of it. We just thought this would be a really interesting talk. She's going to talk about people who settled in the Lincoln Place neighborhood in Granite City and the influence of the Armenian culture on that community. So
there's a lot. Just things like that. I mean, you're full all month. I'm just going through your newsletter. I mean, it starts like there's self-care with Eileen that happens with laughter yoga, 10 to 11 a.m. at the Performance Room at Hainer, but also like Winter Reading Retreat with Love. That'll be January the 16th.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool, too. Now, is this going to be more Valentine's Day themed?
So this is going to be like, you can make either your own felt heart coaster or a Valentine card. And so this is kind of back to that whole library as a community meeting place.
It, yeah.
Kind of, making things that because people really like making something they can take home with them. And then also meeting with other people. This is also a place where we have, if you're looking for something new to read, we pull a bunch of materials too and have them in that room. So this is at the Mall Library, January 16th. This is an adult winter reading retreat. And so you make the craft. We have some refreshments, like warm, we usually have coffee and tea. And, you can meet with other people. And we have people that come to this all the time, and it's kind of a fun thing. It's a Friday night. They bring their friends, and they come and get to make these crafts. We supply everything. And then they kind of talk about their favorite writers and their favorite authors, their favorite books. So it's good. It's a good night.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And now there's also something I wanted to talk about, because I know that you're coming on again Monday. The Ghost Next Door is probably going to be full before the end of the... Those things
always fill up
so fast.
Yeah, it's funny because Alton has this reputation as being like the most haunted small town in America. And so when we started it as a program just in October, Halloween, kind of a way to talk about local history and, bring that spooky aspect into it, because people do like hear about it. And the response was absolutely overwhelming. So we thought, this is a really great way to focus on the history of some of the places in Alton, and you kind of use that hook of, is it haunted? Is it not haunted? So this one is going to take place on Thursday, January 29th from 7 to 8 at the Genealogy and Local History Library. And this one is the history of the Milton Schoolhouse.
Oh,
so
we'll talk
about the Milton Schoolhouse. And then we'll also talk with Marlene Lewis from Alton Odyssey Tours. And they're going to be coming and talking about paranormal experiences that also happened in there too. So it's a really great way, if you're into the paranormal, to come and have a good time. And if you're into the history of Alton, you can come and learn about the history too. So it's kind of a double feature.
Really cool. What else should we talk about for now?
So we've got all kinds of stuff coming up. We've got some Valentine's Day things. We've got something coming up in February, so I know we'll talk about it before then. But the Vintage Voices group,
yeah.
They're going to be they're calling themselves the Vintage Voices Players, and they're going to be coming and talking about the Lovejoy legacy. So we had a Lovejoy program in November at the library that we were, I thought it would be well attended, and we were trying to find chairs.
Yeah,
it was
really
so
busy.
well attended. And so, obviously Lovejoy, the history of Lovejoy is something that Alton, is famous for, or infamous for. And so we were bringing this back. So these are all of the people associated that have given Vintage Voices presentations over the years that have some sort of attachment to Lovejoy. So we're bringing them all together, and they're going to give first-person portrayals of individuals connected to Lovejoy. So we have Celia Lovejoy. We have somebody who's playing Celia Lovejoy, his widow, William Scotch Johnson, a free black man who secretly buried Lovejoy's body, Amanda Kitchell Chavers, whose freedom was secured, or Shavers, I'm sorry, whose freedom was secured when Alton citizens united to purchase it, Thomas Dimmick, who led the effort to build the Lovejoy Monument, and Isaac Kelly, who was the first official Lovejoy grave trustee. So these are going to be a really great way to enjoy. I think you bring the kids, because this is a really great way to learn the history of Lovejoy in a non-stuffy setting. So these are people that are going to be recreating these individuals' lives.
Well, and to really learn about your local history, too. And that's what really is important.
Well, and really, with Lovejoy, some people say that his murder was the first shot in the Civil War, even though it was, 30-something years before. So it's really, it's a story that has nationwide and really, international consequences. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Mary, we'll be talking again on Monday, and that's why I love that we're able to do a little bit of a preview today, and just can't wait to talk to you again.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, and I appreciate you accommodating my time change.
Oh,
so,
not a problem
thank
at all.
you.
We'll take a quick break. We'll come back, and we'll learn all about the fun happening in Grafton, and then we'll say so long after that. On RiverBender.com, Roku TV.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
As America prepares to celebrate 250 years of freedom, there's never been a better time to show your pride. The Flag Keeper provides everything you need to display your flag with honor, from American state and U.S. Armed Service flags to flagpoles, accessories, and installation kits for homes and businesses across the Riverbend area. Call 618-467-0020 or visit theflagkeeper.com for your free estimate today. Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Daily Show. Coming up in 2 days.
Yeah, it's not far. Remember that whole period from Christmas to New Year's is just a blur.
Yeah, no, last week, honestly, I realized now being a parent that Christmas is a little bit more of a monster than, and it wasn't bad.
That
like
magic
I had the greatest,
doesn't just happen, does it?
Yeah, no, it was just like we had the greatest Christmas. Like it was perfect, but man, it was like I woke up and here we are. You know, it wasn't. It was interesting, and then the pressure change, that damn weather. I had a migraine for 3 days. I couldn't move.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so now I'm just kind of complaining to you. So how's New Year's Eve? Oh, sorry.
My daughter had a wrestling tournament yesterday. We went to it. She was in a singlet. We got out of it, and it was freezing cold temperatures. So I feel you.
Okay, I was like, and that's the thing. Maybe it was just me, but no, everyone else is feeling the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. But we're here now, and we made it, and the year's almost up, and we're heading into a new one. Out with the old, in with the new. I love change, so here we go.
Well, and that's what New Year's is all about, and the New Year is all about, and that happens all the time. How many people say New Year's, and it's really just a new year?
It is a new year. I've had to go to Google on more times than I'm proud to admit, because I get in my head, I'm like, is that New Year, New Year's, comma, question, what?
That's funny. Well, and Grafton has a really cool thing at New Year's. They have a lot of cool stuff going on, and I know like the loading dock has a really cool kids thing, and with the balloons and awesome.
Grafton is really coming together as a family destination, and I love that it really showcases that around the holidays. New Year's Eve from start to finish. I mean, you can always go on Enjoy Grafton Facebook page and find it all, but start to finish, New Year's Eve focuses on the kids, and this year finishes with the adults.
That's cool. That's true, actually.
Yeah, we kind of do it. We have everything for everyone, the kids and the adults this year.
Well, fill me in. Where do we start?
Well, you can start, as early as you would like. I want to say Grafton Pub kicks off the earliest. They're hosting 2 bands that day. They've got one starting at 4 p.m. Wonderful music throughout. Bloody Bucket has the Three Stooges band. I want to say Rubel Hotel is hosting Dirt Road Crush. Third Shoot is doing their karaoke contest. They are notorious for some of the best karaoke in Grafton. And as that progresses, the loading dock has their ice skating. And that's where the kids go. That's where the families hunker down and have a great time.
And you can see it on your screen. This is nice, Paula. Enjoy
you.
Grafton has everything covered for New Year's Eve weekend, winter events, and from New Year's Eve all the way through the weekend. And what I like, too, is that you got some breakfast options. And also, I didn't know that the Rubel did late night food. What time do they close their kitchen?
I want to say New Year's Eve, they are staying open until 1 a.m., so their kitchen's going to be open until 1 a.m.
Oh, wow.
They're hosting Dirt Road Crush.
Yeah.
I do believe Rubel is sold out for lodging rooms
Makes
already
sense.
for New Year's Eve, as well as Aries Resort is sold
Makes
out
sense.
for lodging. However, we do have a few our smaller, which there's some of our best lodging options, are our little small mom and pop bed and breakfast and little cottages. Several of them are still available. You can check them out on GraftonIllinois.com.
Those would be
as well.
cool for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, so there's still a few. Plan ahead, be safe. We want everyone to stay safe in Grafton, but ultimately, getting back to the loading dock and the balloon drop for the kiddos. I mean, they can come as early as, I want to say, noon, start ice skating, hang out at 8 p.m., hundreds of balloons just fall from the rafters of the old Boat Works building. And if you've not been in that part of the loading dock, it's just historical. It's one of the oldest structures in Grafton, and it's just absolutely, it's interesting. It's something nobody else has. So kiddos get out there, families get out there. They got s'mores stations, fire pits, little dollhouse in the background for the little kids to play with. It's just holiday
I didn't know about the
festivity.
dollhouse. That's cool.
Oh, it's so cute too. It's like an older antique dollhouse. You look at it and you think it's got to belong in their family somewhere.
Yeah.
But I don't know the whole story. I need to ask them the story of the dollhouse.
That'll be cool. Well, and now just for more details, just because we're on at 12 to 10 is when the rink will be open, so 12 p.m. until 10 p.m. And then the balloons go down at 8. Grafton
At
fireworks
8.
are at 10, though.
Yes.
And that's where, Dan's working today.
He is. Dan gets around. He does well for the president of the chamber. He will be, he kind of heads on all of our fireworks displays in Grafton, 4th of July and New Year's Eve. And yeah, their team's going to be putting on, as always, one of the best shows on the riverfront. We're so lucky to have the show they put on. And because since Dan's such a local and invested in the community, he goes
above and beyond.
He really does, and it shows.
Well, and too, while we're on the New Year's Eve balloon drop, real quick, just for ice skating admission, it's $10.50 for parents to note, and then skate rentals are $5 in case you haven't done it before and need to know.
And they have season passes this year. If you go more than twice, it pays for itself. So we got our daughter a season pass this year, and she loves it.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it really is.
That's really cool.
And there's some awesome celebrations as well that are just, they do require tickets. One thing I want to mention is Aries Resort up on the bluff.
Are they full?
Their lodging is full, but their event has room.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
That's what I was
curious about. You can get tickets to
about
their event without having to purchase a room. They did have an inclusive package that included lodging and everything, but that did sell out. However, for $119 a couple, keep in mind that's for two, you get a delicious dinner presented by Mary, their new head chef, and she's just... chef's kiss. She has really upped the foodie game up there. It's delicious. Full menu, or full dinner, champagne toast, party favors. Graham Pagano and the Graham Band is performing.
He's great.
New Year. He's wonderful.
That'll be awesome.
And then you have a beautiful view to catch the fireworks as well.
You ain't gonna beat it.
Yeah, and $119 for a couple?
No.
You can't.
Well, and then if you get a cottage, or one of the bed and breakfasts, that
Something
makes for a
by.
really cool...
Yeah, you could have an all-inclusive overnight stay safely without harming anyone if you plan ahead, and all for, I would say, easily under... lodging included under $400.
I mean, if you do it right, you really could make this a whole extended weekend, because
that's what I mean, for a full weekend of it. Yeah, all the way through.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. I hope they do it because, I would kind of chicken out because I'd go, well, Thursday I can get home and rest. But why would you when you got a lot of great food options? Because there's breakfast options and all these great things, too, on top of the great fun.
Yeah, great new breakfast options. They've really started pouring into that need in Grafton. Third Shoot puts on an all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet. Aries now offers breakfast up with the best view in the Midwest every Thursday through Sunday. And because the Sky Tour is closed in the off-season, you don't have to ride the Sky Tour. You access the resort directly with your own vehicle right now.
Oh, cool.
So you can drive right up for a beautiful sunrise breakfast. Abigail or Rubel Hotel, Abigail's, they offer breakfast as well. They offer the latest brunch in the day. So if you really need to sleep in, and Rubel Hotel's the way to go. And then Fountain Hill always Sundays.
Oh, he's great.
Sundays, Sunny has the best brunch buffet you could ask for.
Oh, 1,000%. And then now, what's Lighthouse Coffee?
Lighthouse Coffee, you know what? I feel terrible that I don't plug them enough. They have limited hours, but they're located right in the storefront of Old Rubel Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
Store there. And I tell you what, they have delicious
That's awesome.
pastries, little fritters, scones, delicious coffee to begin with.
That's perfect.
And they're just the nicest people. Jody, she's just a sweetheart. And if you like your morning cup of coffee with a little bit of love and personality, that's where you should go.
This is so cool. And now, as we're getting into this, it all starts on New Year's Eve, and we were talking a little bit about Grafton Pub. They have the Lily Allen Jam Band 4 to 8. Graham Pagano and his band is going to be at Aries for their huge party from 5 to midnight. Three Stooges, we talk about Bloody Bucket. Miles and Angel are doing a great job.
Oh, we
and
love
Ryan
having
and the
Miles and
crew.
Angel
I
there.
just think everyone's doing really cool. And just a great atmosphere. And then the balloon drop we talked, man, we're covering a lot. I'm just looking at the list now, and I'm like, man, we're doing great. Now, Dirt Road Crush, you said, is at Rubel Hotel and Restaurant at 8:30. I've never heard of them before. I don't mean that in a bad way. What type of music am I going to
From my
hear?
understanding, this is their first time playing in Grafton that I'm aware of.
Oh,
so forgive
really
me
fun.
if they played when I had moved away, but I am not aware of them having performed in Grafton, as well as the Three Stooges. I believe this is the Three Stooges' first time in Grafton. They have played Cat Daddies, though.
That's what I remember, yeah. And now, with that being said, at 10 p.m., the fireworks go off. And what I like is that you guys don't do it at midnight and make us all stay up and wait for it,
Yeah, because even us grown adults sometimes.
No, we're ready to go.
But I love our fireworks display because you can watch it from the comfort of your vehicle, too, if it's a little chilly,
Mm-hmm. Well, and now on New Year's Eve weekend, too, whenever you're recovering New Year's Day and getting some good breakfast and everything else the next day, on Saturday, those two are going to be playing at Grafton Pub, and then Joey Miner will be playing at the Grafton Winery Brew House. And now, is that the lower part of Grafton?
The brew house is the one located right on Main Street in Grafton.
I've always
and then the
wondered
Vineyards is obviously the Vineyards.
Makes sense.
I know, it's too simple, isn't it?
Not for me. Sunday, it continues at Third Shoot. They got a karaoke and live DJ, if not
Saturday.
event. Is that... It says Sunday.
Oh man, leave it to me to make a mistake and pointed out on.
On Saturday from 6 to 11 p.m., you can stop by Third Shoot. That's on Saturday, 6 to 11. Karaoke and a live DJ. They're kind of known for their karaoke, aren't they?
Yes.
We talked
Chastity
about that
loves
with Chastity.
karaoke.
Yeah.
And man, the crowds that come, there's some talented singers that show up. And they're known for putting some cash behind their prizes. So that makes a difference when you attract some really good talent.
It's really cool. Grafton Winery Brewhouse has the Scott Logan duo 1 to 5 on Sunday. Correct? Is that Sunday? And then 2 to 6, Steve and Jackie at Grafton Pub Sunday.
Yes, you got to start the year off fresh with the local favorites.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I just think it's cool that you guys are all doing this and really putting on a really good community event for everybody too.
Man, they always do. You can always count on Grafton to do that.
Can you still do the Alpine coaster at Aries?
Yes, thank you for saying that, because they do get overshadowed in the wintertime. The loading dock has the ice skating rink, and people forget there's a whole winter
Wonderland
adventures that can happen from the ice skating to the Alpine coaster, and they offer an unlimited coaster ride option now.
What's that mean?
Just you can go as many times as your heart can handle during 1 day stay. So
that's awesome.
That's a lot of fun, especially when the snow moves in, because it's just like sledding without the bad parts. And then
without getting your feet wet.
They have the UTV adventure tours.
What is that? I've heard a lot about these.
People are really starting to talk about them more and more, because to me they're one of the highlights.
Right.
They are guided UTVs. One of the Aries Resort staff who's trained and knowledgeable in our trails is the one that drives. Sorry, can't take off in the UTVs
That's
by yourself.
what I was wondering. Okay.
No, you can't. But they make it a point to gear the ride to the adventure and thrill level of the individual riders. So if you want to have a nice, peaceful, slow journey through, request that, and that is what you get. If you want to have an adventure that makes you white knuckle it a little bit and wonder what's going to happen around the next turn, that trail's there for you as well, and they make sure that everybody in attendance has a great time.
That's really cool. I just think it's great. And now, how's your guys' museum?
You know what? The city
that'll be something cool to do.
It is such an overlooked gem here in in Grafton. It's right as you come into town, and people tend to miss it. But the next time you're coming in, if you have a little extra time, stop in, swing in.
It's beautiful.
The history in there it's touching to see that our local community members have hand-selected these little morsels of history and chosen them to be on display. Things you wouldn't know about, you wouldn't understand until you saw it. But if you love history and you love just genuine pieces that represent where you come from, they've got a wonderful collection that's worth the time.
Well, and now with that being said too, on New Year's Day, while you're walking it off, you can quite literally do that at Pier Marquette and start the day off doing that.
Yeah, and I noticed the Sierra Club, Palisades, they're hosting a New Year's Day hike. Cool. I hate to speak on this because I should have spoken to them and asked permission first before I plugged their event.
Free plug.
But I'm sure they wouldn't care if anybody wanted to come start the day hiking. But they host a New Year's Day hike where you get out and
wow.
I think that's just a great way to start the year, just getting active. That's on the Enjoy Grafton Facebook page events as well. And if you go to their Facebook page, I'm sure you're going to find it because that's where I found it.
Well, and you guys can stay up to date, really make it a week-long event. It's not, a long weekend, but you're really getting a lot of fun out of Grafton in those couple of days. And, Paula, what are you looking forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to 2026.
Are you just getting into the new year?
Not just like this, the end of it, but 2026, I think, is really going to be the year that people step back and look at Grafton in a whole new light.
Good.
I'm really proud of what's coming down. And we don't need a whole new light because the truth is we are awesome how we are, but we really are embracing family. As you know, Raging Rivers has got that huge expansion coming in that's going to be wonderful. The National Memorial of Military Ascent, the mayor, it's his passion project, working on seeing that to completion. So we do look forward to the tourism that is going to bring in, and just, the overall beauty that is going to add to our bluff landscape is going to be astounding.
I got to touch base with the mayor and get him back on the show for an update. I haven't spoke with him in a couple of months. He normally gives us an update. Right. I got to call him.
It's been coming along beautifully as you pass by. There's been a lot of groundwork going, and they have a couple of the bronze statues poured and on location, so you can actually see them now and stand next to them and take photos with them.
That's really cool.
He's got a few pieces that have been donated, like a replica boat as well, or the original boat. I think it's not just a replica. all pieces slowly moving in to really kind of bring that to more people's attention. Again, in 2026, you're going to see a lot more about that project.
That's so cool. I have to do better at my job. I got to call him.
Come on, you're slacking, man. You're slacking. I don't know how you do it.
With that being said, what should we talk about before we say goodbye for now?
Put it on your radar. If
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day is coming up around the bend, and it falls on a weekend this year, ladies and gentlemen. So plan ahead. I do know that I can't speak on specifics, but Grafton is definitely going to be focusing on a Grafton is for Lovers Valentine's weekend campaign. So if you want to get away to Grafton this Valentine's with your loved one, it's gonna be a fun holiday weekend, a very intimate holiday weekend in Grafton.
Book it now. Book it now, and that way you don't have to worry about it. You know, you're heading into 2026 with the first holiday already gotten taken care of. Mm-hmm. We'll see you New Year's Eve weekend for Grafton, and they're just great winter weekend. New Year's Eve weekend winter events. We'll see you there this week, starting Wednesday, thank you. I do get paid to do this job. It's been a couple of days. God dang it. Let me just hit my music and I'll wrap up, and maybe that'll help me get back into this. New Year's Eve weekend winter events in Grafton. They start New Year's Eve. They run through Sunday, January the 4th. There's a ton of local attractions. We just talked about that. You got late night eats at Rubo Hotel. Breakfast options,
always. And
just a lot of fun. You can learn more at Enjoy Grafton's Facebook page. We'll link it in the write-up. Paula, talk to you tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. I guess. I'll talk to you when I see you. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Jeez, man, what a rough one.
I'll see you next year.
Yes, thank you. Just want to sign off the show.
Nope, you still got more show to go.
No, we're out of time. Thank you guys. Told you I'd come back for one live one, but I actually am going to give you one more tomorrow for a half hour, then back to the 2-hour best ofs. Have a good one. Be good to each other. Talk to you soon.